Hey guys, this is Miss Bigham, and I'm your English Language Arts reading teacher. And I just wanted to go ahead and go through my presentation of kind of my introduction and just some of the rules and procedures that we're going to be following. I'm at home now because I just wanted to go ahead and pre-record this in case our online stuff, has a problem or an issue or anything. Let me see if I do present. Is it going to take me out? No. Okay. So anyway, um, I'm excited about this online learning adventure, and I will tell you that, there's going to be some glitches. There's going to be things that you all are going to have to work out. There'll be things that I have to work out as well. So just flexibility is going to be key. Um, Behave in a way that allows the teacher to teach and students to learn. Show respect, be positive, listen, and honor others. I'm really big on being positive. Some people call me Susie Sunshine because my name is Susan Bigham. But anyway, I always try to be positive and just, I love life and I try to enjoy every aspect. And some of this that we do in class is going to be, not as enjoyable as others, but we're all going to be here for each other and just try to be positive, listen, and be respectful. Some of the online learning rules I just kind of want to go over. You have to be logged in at the assigned times or watch the recorded meet. To get credit for attendance, always make sure you complete the assignment or the exit ticket or the Google form, that has to be turned in and completed. I know a lot of times you might come online and then something happens to the computer or your internet or whatever, it drops. We did this back in the spring and I know, what that's like. I get that things are going to happen, but just always make sure you complete your assignment. Or if there's an exit ticket or a Google form, I'll use a lot of those. So just make sure you turn that in. And all the work is due. If we have class one day, it's due by 8 the next day, 8 in the morning. So just make sure you get your work done. A lot of times, if it's something simple and we have time, towards the end of class, I'll give you a chance. Hey, go ahead, let's complete the form. Go ahead, and I'll be able to see, hey, Bobby, good job. You went ahead and, turned yours in. Check your Google Classroom all the time. I know a lot of you don't use emails. I do, but just make sure you're referring to all your Google Classroom. I'll also have a Google Voice number and where you can text me or call me and leave messages. That's for your parents as well. So anyway, just check because this is going to be your responsibility to communicate and make these connections and really look for, your participation in, figuring out what's going on. And if you're having trouble, reach out to me. Show respect during the Google Meets. Everybody will be muted when we do a Google Meet. And then if you want to say something, you can just kind of put your hand up and I'll say, hey, Sharon, go ahead, unmute yourself. And what is your question? We will have the chat as well to where you can always, put questions in the chat. But so don't be afraid to ask questions because we're all learning. And I know that's a big way to learn. Our assignments and meets will be posted as follows. On Monday and Thursday, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth period will have their classes. So every Monday, you'll go to your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth period class. Every Thursday, you'll go to your first, second, third, fourth, fifth period class. And then sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth will be on Tuesday, and then also on Friday. So you'll be attending those classes 2 days a week for each of the different classes. So for a total of 4 days a week, you'll be attending classes. And then Wednesdays are open for help, tutorials, or questions. And we have a little schedule down here. And I'll just kind of show you when you're like with a first period class and whoops, sorry, go back when you're with your first period class and check in on, and you're doing good, they may have you do just a simple little form, a questionnaire. Hey, I was here, but I really need to go to sixth period, which would be math for me because I'd need a lot of help in math. So I'd be attending the sixth period homework help, but just make sure you're checking in with both of your teachers. Obviously, you can't be working in first and sixth the whole time. You might go to first, say, hey, I'm good in this class, fill out the little questionnaire that they have, turn it in, you'll be counted present, and then switch on over to your sixth. So that'll work throughout the day. Second and seventh are at the same time. Check in with both of the teachers And then, stay for the one that you need help with. If you're having trouble with the assignments, if you have computer problems, if your parents, need extra help or have questions about what's going on, this would definitely be the time to reach out. But communication is just going to be so important. So make sure you're utilizing the help times on Wednesday. Um, I'm not going to read all of this. This is, you can read it, but attendance is based on your logging in every day to the class based on your schedule. Have your materials. Obviously, you're going to be using the Chromebooks, have them charged or have it, plugged in charged. I believe it works better when it's full battery, when you're in the different meets. I used this a lot this summer with some of my teacher friends that we would do meets. And, sometimes the videos would lag. And then if you had your Chromebook charged, it seemed to work better. Attendance is going to be taken by the teachers based on the virtual meetings or the exit ticket. Always do the work. Like I said, if you're in my meet and something happens and you get booted out, don't think, oh no, I'm not going to get credit now. Try to get back in. If there's a problem, just at least make sure you go to Google Classroom and complete whatever work there is, and we'll be good to go. Guys, like I said, we're going to be flexible. Assignments and announcements, check your Google Classroom. I'm going to be using the stream continuously, kind of like you'll see a picture of me, and that's where I'm going to make announcements, things you need to know. Your work is going to be under the classwork tab, so I'll show you all that in a minute. But make sure you complete and submit the assignments, and y'all have the student handbook as far as grading policies, and if you're sick and you miss the work, how long you have to make it up. But anyway, that's online through the website with the student handbook. We will be available in the afternoon. Like I said, I'll have a Google Voice number. I'll show you that in a minute. You can text me, you can email me. Also, we'll be contacting you if you're struggling, if you're not turning in your work. Obviously, you've got to complete the work. Don't just hit submit. We had some parents saying, oh, my kid did his work and, he submitted it, but nothing was done. So if you are having trouble attaching things or turning the things in, we'll help you. Number 3, content help and support. Continuing on, if a student's struggling, contact the teacher. We're also all day Wednesday, we'll have help, and we'll definitely reach out. If you're having trouble in another class, we'll help you get with that teacher to get your work done and understand what's going on. Behavior is obviously still the student handbook. You still need to be respectful. You still need to watch everything you do. We record the meet, so obviously anything you type in the chat or that you say or do, it's going to be recorded. So just be appropriate. Make sure you follow the dress code. I know we're at home, but you still need to be, appropriate. Don't have your tongue ring in or anything crazy like that. Make sure, you're dressed. If you have to get up and go to the restroom, our classes are an hour and 20 minutes. I get that. Just, block your video, go off video, step away, go to the restroom, come back, and make sure you reconnect. Virtual meeting expectations. Pick a quiet spot. I'm in my room right now and at my desk. I have paper, I have pens, just be prepared. I have to kind of take notes as I go along when I'm listening to a video. And that's a good way for you to write down questions if you want to put them in the chat or you want to text me on Google Voice later or email. So just write down your questions, have paper, pen, and then, obviously your Chromebook, and have it charged or have it plugged in. Turn off your other devices. Don't have Netflix going on your screen and be watching that. You'll have plenty of time for your social and your extra stuff after school. Cell phones, obviously, silence them. Don't be on your phone the whole time. You need to be paying attention. Dress like you're going to school, dress appropriate. I know people are so tempted to have their shirt on and have their pajama bottoms on the bottom, but every time somebody will get up, forget to turn off the video, and we'll see your, Disney sleepwear. So just make sure you're dressed. Be prepared, charge your laptop, have pen, paper, whatever, assignments we may have. Be on time. I'll start the meeting ahead of time. Generally, I'll have music. I may have a little question, for you to tap in and answer. But be on time. If you come in late, just join as soon as you can. And, then we can meet at the homework time to get you caught up. Obviously, we're all going to stay mute unless, you're sharing something and then, just raise your hand and I'll unmute you, or I'll tell you to unmute, and then we can go on. Do your best to learn, focus on the lesson, listen, think, answer questions, use the chat box. Uh, I will tell you, my attention span is not as good as it was. We haven't been at school since March, besides the online. And so I know I struggle sitting and listening and paying attention. So just, I get that. And I'm definitely going to be understanding. That's why paper and pen. If you're a doodler, great, doodle. Write your questions down. Write down what I'm talking about, draw what I'm talking about, whatever you do to help yourself focus. I'm a respecter of people, so you do what works best for you. Be respectful. Listen to the teacher, whoever is talking, raise your hand, and I'll unmute you, tell you to unmute so we can talk, and then stay, until I say, hey, we're going to work on something, turn your work in. If I'm like, hey, you're good, then you're out. But try to stay for the entire time. When you're in Google Classroom, I'm not going to be using the comment part. Sometimes that's kind of distracting. Plus, I was finding myself trying to utilize all the different things. I have the Google Voice messages. Sometimes it'd be phone calls. Sometimes it would be text messages. Then I had my school email. Then I had Google Classroom people. It was all over the place. So we're going to try to kind of concentrate the areas where you need your help. So, we're not going to use the comment. I will have my Google Voice account. I'm working just like a regular school teacher, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. Don't text me late at night and say, hey, Miss Bigham, I don't understand this work. You do that too often, and I'll end up blocking you because I can't afford to, be at school all day and up all night as well. If you have a message, want to leave, your parents can utilize this as well. I understand some parents may work and they may need to text me after they get home. Great. Just, I don't want all the late night stuff. So just be respectful of that. They can email me. I'll always check my email. My Google Voice number is 903-502-0020. And it's going to be in your Google Classroom. So you'll always have, you don't have to memorize it or anything. This is kind of just a little example of what your Google Classroom is going to look like. This is my second and third period class. At the top, it will have, what class you're in. It will have the class code that you join, obviously, to be in the class. And then we're going to be doing the Google Meet. The link will be up here. My contact information, here's my email, and here's my Google Voice number to text or call and leave a message. This is the stream. This is where you'll see my picture. And when I post something on the stream, this is going to be kind of like classroom announcements. Hey, don't forget to bring your paper to, the meet tomorrow, or whatever it may be. So important information will be posted right here. And then this is kind of a picture of how the classwork section will be. Your assignments will be under the classwork, and we'll have them labeled by which week we're in. When we're completed this week, you'll have your 2 lessons in each class, so they'll be under here. And then as that week finishes, we'll move it down to the fall category. In case somebody enrolls late, they'll be able to access the past lessons. We'll have a resource file. Anything related to ELA that you may need, you'll find it there. And then any of the online learning expectations, kind of those 2 things with the rules and guidelines, it'll be there in case anybody forgets. Just a little bit about myself. I have 4 kids. 2 of them still are at home with me. 2 of them have moved on. My oldest son, Asa, he graduated from Texas State University, and he works in Austin with Texas State. He does the environmental quality over the water. And anyway, he is my oldest son. My second son, Austin, he goes to college part-time, and then he works part-time because he didn't want to have student debt. So he's still currently living with me because he works and goes to school little by little. My daughter, she is down in Bryan. She currently is getting ready to transfer to College Station. She spent some time at a community college, and then she attended Sam Houston State and just transferred over to Bryan College Station. And my youngest son, he just finished high school. Now, he did it a little different as well. He attended online school, even though, I work here at Wills Point. He attended online school for 2 years and graduated last year, and he entered the workforce. These are not my grandbabies, but they're kind of like my grandbabies because they're some of my son's best friends, and they're my world. And then my parents are the ones right here, and I love